Are we allowed to drink a glass of wine while we're doing this video? Really? That's me. Thank you very much.
Let's start this off with a bang. Who is your favorite and least favorite people at Laracy?
You go.
I think we can all say but I think we can all say our favorites are the admins, because without them, our lives would be like Cal and Jamie, Jessica, and Gretchen.
Who's your favorite?
Honestly, probably Jamie.
This is a fat glass of wine.
Because
Okay.
and this is gonna be, but I use Jamie for a lot of my deals. And she makes me look like a rock star because
And she does a lot. Yeah.
she does a lot. Like I'll literally be in the middle of a deal and she's sending out a message that I wouldn't even think to send, and it's just something that like keeps us doing those things that like, are easy to do for me if I paid attention, but they're really hard at the same time because I just don't pay attention to it, and she's all over it.
Like in general, I think the whole ad, because you have one listing, and you send all the information, Jessica, she takes care of it. You got a buyer, Gretchen's like on it, and like you don't have to fucking do anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So Jamie for me is like my backstop of like, people are like, wow, like at the end of the transaction, it's almost like Jamie's done the whole thing, and in a good way, she's made sure that you get to the finish line. But now obviously it's like the whole team makes you look awesome when it's like, Jess is like, here's a list of questions, and then you got Jamie like, here's the showing time app and all that stuff. So it's the whole process that is good, and all of them.
That is like a big plus to the team.
So it's funny, when I first started working with Matt, we had no admins at all. And then we had one that worked there for a while, and then Jamie's been here, I think, like 5 years, but now we have 4 people. But I'm sure for you guys it's nice having help with a lot of the back end stuff.
Oh yeah, I just love that they have like mapped everything out, especially if you're doing buyer tours, you don't have to worry about it. Gretchen has it all. It's so easy to just open the Google Doc and know exactly where you need to be, where you're going. You're not doing the scheduling.
Where the keys are.
Exactly, like scheduling
So
is,
easy.
yeah.
Oh, I have a question for Jamie.
I love shrimp cocktail.
Jamie, how do you think how do you think the office is gonna do while you're at your wedding, at your bachelorette party, getting married? What's gonna happen?
Every time she's on vacation, Matt's like sitting at his desk like, I can't do it, I'm gonna have a panic attack.
I think Laracy always struggles when I leave, but he makes it work. Like when I went to Ireland for 2 weeks, and I wasn't really able to be on my computer the whole time. So like it really just kind of falls on you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we can help.
I think we all kind of cover for each other pretty well.
Yeah.
I try to answer my emails and look at stuff, but I will not be answering my emails on my wedding day. And it's a Sunday. That's why I'm getting married on my day off.
And least favorite?
Well, let's see. I would have to say Pieza. And he literally will not save my number. He keeps calling me 773, and even though I help him out, only when I help him out does he actually call me Rachel. But then when I see him, it's just always like he's just giving me BS all the time. So
easy. Yeah, there's no one like you either. I think that's like part of the culture of the team. Like you were joking. We're all joking around, but like but I think that's part of the culture of the team. Like we all genuinely really like each other. But I wanted to see if you'd say anyone.
It's a weird question because you don't want to say anything bad, but who's your favorite person and least favorite person on the team?
Matt's my favorite.
Which Matt? There's 2.
Laricy.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have the least favorite. There's like 3 people that are tied for least favorite, but I won't name any.
Good answer.
No, you gotta go, baby.
Good answer.
Least favorite is not because she is.
Oh, he's gonna answer.
She's actually my favorite person. Let me preface that. Like literally, she's my favorite person, but because it's her job to be the villain.
I know where you're going.
And she's no longer a resident of this great state. She moved down to Austin, Texas. But I love you very much, Callan. But when you put stuff on my schedule at 7 o'clock.
We call that the Callan dagger.
Yeah,
the Callan dagger.
Sticks it right in the heart.
You're done at 5 o'clock. You're about to take your suit off.
I love
all
you,
of a
Kevin,
sudden, boom, you hear that noise, it makes your stomach drop.
I mean, I'm just gonna say my favorite's Catherine, just because girl power, and I just think she kills it. She's a hard worker. She's just awesome. She just kills it. So I would say Catherine.
And also, he has a bad reputation, but I think it's fun to work with Piazza because when Piazza's at open houses or showings, he will take videos of himself and he does like impressions, and he sends them in the group chat, and it just makes my day
No filter.
sometimes. No filter.
Screaming, doesn't care.
Exactly.
He's himself.
What about you?
I think that because of what Laracy's built with his interviewing process and not just hiring any random person, that everyone's been vetted enough where everyone works together so great. So I really have no least favorite. Everyone's solid. My favorite, just because of his amazing name, is Lou. Lou, because I love saying Lou. It's something I say 150 times a day. Lou is Lou. So he's my favorite Lou.
Hi, May.
Oh, Jamie Lovano. I love Jamie Lovano too.
I know, I do too. The hog.
The hog. Yeah,
Why do we call Jamie the hog?
Because they say that he hogs the showings.
So they always put the pig. Do you see?
Yeah, you see a lot of pigs in the group chat, and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure why that.
Yeah, he's a really hard worker. He's a great dad too.
I have a lot of respect for Lovano too because he served.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of friends that served, and I respect people
Yeah.
that do that because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And Lovano's very organized, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like when I work with him on deals, he's very easy he answers the phone when I need him. He does what needs to be done. Like he worked all day yesterday, Memorial Day. Not everybody worked on Memorial Day. He did the showings all day.
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Yeah.
They're all hard workers, everybody on the team.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so why'd you choose to work on the Laracy team?
I was working for a different company for about a year by myself. I was kind of new, and I'm still kind of new in the city, it's 7 years, but like got an opportunity after a year to work with Laracy through Catherine. She's friends with my fiance's brother, and I mean, it's kind of hard to turn down, I guess, sort of the #1 team in the city, right? So when you get the opportunity, gotta take it. How about you? How did you get started with Matt?
I got started because back in 2018, I bought a condo. Laracy was the listing agent, and I recently got my license. It was like fresh, like maybe a year and a half. It was a hot market for condos, so it was like really hot. There was multiple bids on everything. Laracy naturally was acting like a psychopath and playing really, really like hardball with the deal that was going on. I was like, who the hell is this psycho? I went downstairs and his office was right there. I started looking at like the team and pictures on the wall, how much volume he did. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm early. I got my license. These guy's a great person to learn from. I emailed, texted him for like probably a year. He was basically telling me like, hey, no, I only hire people that are either my family, brother-in-law, so sorry. And then out of the blue, after like 6 months of him basically telling me to fuck off, he called me. He's like, hey, we just fired someone for not showing up for an open house, so if you want to get an interview, come to Starbucks at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. I was like, all right. I was working at another job, called in sick, went there, and that was it. So what was your interview process like? It was basically just like informal.
Yeah, I mean, the timing was kind of serendipitous based on what was going on with the other job, and then running into him at a showing, and we just got to chatting because the buyers were about 15 minutes late, and then we grabbed coffee. I think it was me, him, Catherine, and Jamie a few days later, and it was less of an interview, more of, do you want to do this? Do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
And that was that.
Oh, nice.
Kind of accepted it on the spot.
Yeah, I had to interview with everybody. It was Laracy first, and then he's like, oh, well, we're not going to hire you unless everyone else on the team likes you. So then I met with Jamie and Catherine at a coffee place. And then after that, I met with Mickey and Piazza at Green Door Tavern. We ended up getting hammered. And Piazza just kept ordering beer after beer. Mickey left. He's like, I have to go to a showing. I can't fucking do this. Laracy called me the next day. He's like, hey, we're going on one of our lenders' boats. If you want to come on the boat. And I was like, does that mean I got the job? Like, do I wear a fucking suit? Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing on a boat. And then he gave me the job on the boat. We were drinking champagne. We went out all night. And it was great. And little did I know that kind of stuff never happens and we're always working.
I was gonna say, I'm still waiting for
when was the last time we were on a boat?
I've only been here a year and a bit.
Yeah.
JC just started. I mean, he obviously has been in the industry for a while. He's awesome too. Yeah, we picked up two great agents. I think they're both doing awesome.
I think Rachel gets a lot of compliments from other agents
A lot.
and a lot
I've
of
noticed
clients.
that too.
And JC, like when I started telling people like JC was meeting you, they're like, oh, you sold him? Yeah, we got him.
I've been here a while, you've been here a while, you've been here a while. What do you think is the thing that makes it easy or hard to add people to our team?
Compared to other teams, it's pretty demanding. Like, I don't know another team that records when you take half a day off.
I don't think anybody.
Laracy takes like pleasure when he's like, yeah, fuck you, half day.
Right.
At 6 o'clock when you gotta go pick up your child from daycare.
Yeah, I think that's why
day.
there's been like turnovers, because some people are just like, I was not expecting this.
Like, I flat out tell people when I meet with them, when Matt has me meet with new people, they're like, what do you think? I'm like, I think it sucks. I think it sucks. I think it sucks to have your schedule interrupted. I think it sucks to have a 7 p.m. when it's 5 p.m. I think it sucks to not have your own schedule, but at the same time, I'm still here 7 years later because it's awesome. Like, I tell people all the time, like this new girl, 773, I tell her all the time, like when I met with her, I said, you know, she's like, no, I'm a hard worker, and not just her, it's everybody. I'm a hard worker. I want my schedule packed, and I'm like, yeah, you say that now.
You're the best for them to interview with, because if they listen to you and still want to join, then they're like, okay.
Well, that's why I think Matt has me meet with certain people, because he's like, hey, this person seems to think that they're hardworking and they want to be part of the team, and I'm like, all right, I'll talk to them, and then they're like, what do you think? I'm like, I think it's fucking terrible.
Most of them are hardworking for the first month and a half, but like what our bet is always, as soon as we hire a new person, over under 6 months, like are they gonna last?
Well, when Matt first approached me, he's like, all right, let's sit down. And I was like, okay. And I told him, I was like, I'm happy where I'm at. You know, they give me a lot of leads. And he literally replied saying, you're stupid.
Sounds about right.
So I was like, all right, I'll hear you out. I sat down with him and then I started to shadow, really liked it. And then when I joined the team, I did realize, you know, it was pretty stupid if I didn't join the team.
Yeah. And does he give you more leads?
Oh, yeah. I think he gets more leads than the whole division I was a part of.
Really?
Combined.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I have to thank Joe for that. Literally, yeah, I guess you would be considered like one of my favorites because you brought me on. I was literally just working at a different company doing rentals nonstop, and it was just really, really hard. So I met Joe a couple times, and then he's like, "Do you want to be on a team?" And I was like, "I don't know. What do you mean? Sure, let's see how it goes." And now here I am. So I mean, I've loved it so far. It's definitely very different than what I was doing before, but I'm so glad that I had said, yeah, I'm interested. I've been here like 3 months now, and I think just already, you know, feeling comfortable around everybody, and everyone's been so nice. It was a little intimidating at first, especially during my interview process when I had to meet one-on-one and make sure everybody liked me enough. But no, it's been really good for me, and I just can't wait to see where it goes. Joe, how about you?
I was about like a weekend, and at this point I only shadowed people, and it was like a really, really busy weekend, and Matt texted me, all right, sink or swim. And it was like my test, like if I made it through the weekend, I could join the team, if not, you're out.
Did you feel like Maverick? Like, I got this.
Yeah.
Got you Tesla, like, let's
I was
go.
like, yeah, no problem.
We made it.
Yeah.
To the showings.
Oh yeah, we should have said to make it at Laricy, being able to concentrate through bullshit at the office.
Screaming in the office, no quiet time. That's hard.
We need
So two-part question. What was your interview process like? Probably different, Mickey, based on the fact that you knew Matt. And what did you expect it to be like? Like before you started the job, because you obviously had a different career.
I didn't have an interview, because I was moving here from South Africa, and Matt was, there were only like 4 people on the team, and they were like growing so rapidly. I think the year before I started, I think they did like 20 million. And then the year I started, they went up to 40 million. Yeah. So he was just like, listen, do you want you're moving here? Do you want to try it out, see if you like it? So there was no interview.
So you didn't have any other job then?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, what were you gonna try to do coming here?
I had no idea what I was gonna do.
What did you think of this job when you first interviewed, and what is it compared to like now?
When I first interviewed, I kind of knew what I was going to be going into because I had talked to John Paul about the job, and he said that Laracy is a madman, I think.
Fuck, it was like 8 years ago now.
Was it a lot of the same? I mean,
No, the team wasn't the same.
But you couldn't have had that much to do, I guess, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I spent the first month literally just sitting in Laracy's car and just like following him.
Isn't that what you do now?
That'd be nice. If I get paid to do that, I'll do it. But no, it was different. I was the 5th person, And it was like the team has just changed a lot.
Yeah, it's changed a lot because like you were the 5th person hired, and now essentially it's Catherine, you, then me, as far as like when people were hired. So like I went from being 6th to 3rd. So there's a lot of different turnover, but additions and subtractions.
What's the turnover?
Well, people choose different paths, and they don't know if they want to be in real estate or whatever. So I think that's a.
It's changed. I mean, Laracy didn't wear a tie. Like I had to tell him to wear a tie. Like it was a different team.
And why did you wear a tie? Because
he was a corn trader.
I wanted to look. I wanted to look.
Corn industry, man.
So you started the ties?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I wanted to look like professional.
Really? So if it wasn't for you, we would just be no ties.
We probably wouldn't have ties. Yeah.
Would we be jeans or sport coat or what?
An oversized sports coat.
Yeah,
I've seen some old pictures.
You'd be open collar.
Yeah, I like that, man.
I love Joe.
Should we talk about Joe?
I love Joe the Jet. He's one
I
of.
thought you were gonna say Joe was your
He's
favorite.
honestly Joe the Jet is one of
Yeah.
my favorites. We went to high school together. He's a little younger than me, but I love Joe. He's from where I'm from. We're just a lot alike. I love Joey the Jet.
We call him Joe the Jet because he owns a jet ski company.
He rides his jet skis in his suit.
I click really well with Nick and Lovano.
Yeah, Nick's a really hard worker.
Yeah.
He's easy to work with.
Nick and I have very similar humor, I think.
He's kind of dark.
I'm kind of dark too, sarcastic wise. And Nick's also getting married this year, so he's kind of dealt with he understands the stress of it a little bit.
Also, the king of impressions is John Paul. And if you can get John Paul to do an impression of Ben Cohen, John Paul's impression of Ben Cohen is spot on. One of my favorite agents is Mickey because for every showing that you give Mickey, he gives you a gift. And don't get that confused with GIFT because I thought that we were going to be getting gifts from Mickey, but he really just finds you a funny gif.
What would be your goal, and where do you see yourself in 5 years, real estate related? I know you're getting married soon,
Right.
so that's its own thing. So
Right.
maybe you'll have kids, but let's talk real estate first.
Right. I guess kind of the goals probably, this is going to sound a little bit like, sucking up to the boss a little bit, but to be more like Matt, really. I mean, if you're going to work in this business, you want to be as successful as you can, and Matt's one of the most successful guys in the biz right now, So I guess learning from him and just sort of keep on trucking. I mean, I'm still sort of early, 2-3 years in, So I guess that'll be the goal, man. Just be the best you can be at what you're doing.
Keep on trucking
Keep
forward.
on trucking, yeah.
What about you, JC? I know you've been in the business a while.
Yeah.
You're not a